Yo, man, yo, can you just introduce yourself so I can do your audio?
Yep, I am JT Infantry. I am platoon leader of RIP, and I was the commander for Rusty 40 during this match.
That is true. That's true. You was also commander the first match, right? As well.
Yep.
Okay. Well, how do you feel tonight?
I feel happy that it's the tournament's over, and I feel that the match maybe didn't go quite to how we wanted it. But other than that, it is what it is, and I'm just glad we took part in this tournament because despite this probably the second match, we've all really enjoyed it. And even though it was like turned into a free for all towards the end, everyone still enjoyed it, and everyone still come out on, really enjoyed the tournament. We've come a long way.
Exactly. And considering how far the team's grown and where you've come from being the bottom of Group 2, and you've come all the way to take 4th place, I think you can be pretty proud of that, considering RIP aren't really a competitive team in the sense of esports-wise. They do play competitively, but they're not on the scale of where they have, like, 3 training sessions a week. Isn't that right?
So, I mean, that is changing actually.
Oh.
Over the whole tournament, we've had certain people going to certain positions. Waffle Cop, he's become our AI, so he does training now. And in terms of tournaments, we are going to be trying to not perhaps select the people who go in, but there's going to be like a sense of if you're going into a tournament match, you've got to be at a certain level to take part. Because as we've seen, with a lot of these, like for instance, KGL dropped first day out for reasons unknown, but watching them, they seem to have like improved massively without diminishing the first AL's part of their clan. But with the whole fact of KGL just seem to be working really well with the IR9, and they've transformed. But yeah, in terms of Rusty, we've done massively well. We came from bottom of our group. We beat Army Group Adler, who were top of the group and had smashed every single team, including KGL. They'd smashed
True
KGL
facts. True
twice.
facts.
But it was an old KGL they'd smashed. KGL have obviously done what we've done and have reformed and corrected themselves. Anyway, so we did that. We transformed everything at the top. Everyone pulled their weight, and we did well. And we got to where we are now, which is 4th. So I'm massively happy.
As you should be, like you said, for the reasons. So yeah, you did come forth, and you've the changes you mentioned. So does that mean we'll see Rip and maybe your partner Clan 41 back for season 3 whenever that's announced?
I think we probably will. Obviously, that's going to be up to 41, though
Cameras
they
being
might
made.
perhaps say that they've had enough with us. But we'll have to see. I mean, we've benefited a lot having that co-clan working relationship. It's done us wonders. I think the first 2 matches, the ones that you took part in, perhaps we were just finding our feet. The second 2 matches against KGL, yeah, it was KGL. They beat us, but it was like there was improvements in the planning, and then finally in the 3rd round of tournaments, which was against Army Group Adler, we completely transformed it. We played a friendly before. I had played my first time as commander, and then, well, to put it in perspective, we went on a 4-win streak, so 1 friendly and 3 matches, and then we finally lost against the Red Devils. But we won overall because we held that first cap in the return match. So in terms of 40-1 and RIP coming together, I'd say it's still very likely for a season 3. But obviously it's going to depend on the top, not on me. It's going to depend on my higher ups and obviously the higher ups.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. So let's talk about the strategy you guys wanted to go about tonight. Can you explain what you had in mind?
So we reckoned that they were going to come straight down the middle, and we thought we'd had the plan to compensate for it, Jonah's four-man squad, in fact, encountered them driving over the top of him. So he was fortunate. But yeah, it appears I don't know because I was in the car driving to the front lines. They came straight down the middle, which is the worst thing that we hoped we prepared for, but obviously didn't quite do that quite well. All squads got into their positions very well, but I think they just drove an MSP into a pond, didn't they? And the entire KGL spawned on there.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
And do you know what? Fair play, because that was something we touted about doing. In our first match, we thought, do we go straight at them? And then we thought, they kind of maybe expected that. And obviously, when we watched that match back on the stream, they made like a defensive shield. So perhaps we wouldn't have been able to do it. But we don't have the level of coordination, perhaps, to do what they did at the start of the match of like a defensive shield, preparing for any kind of immediate rush. But our plan was to hopefully envelop them. We thought they'd come down the middle. We had a squad to the west and a squad to the east. But before we could even get the envelopment, they were already in that warehouse. And they capped it so quick. They must have put a commander in there as well because it fell within, I think, 5 minutes. And I was still trying to get my command car up north and still trying to get the 88 up because we thought if we can just hold the cap for 10 minutes, then they'll start driving the tanks around. We can ambush them. It just didn't happen.
Fair. No, you're right. So the plan from the King's German Legion was just like you said. They pretty much threw everything straight in a line to you guys. We haven't seen that in tournament yet. I think they spawned about 25 to 30 infantry along with the 2 tank supports. And they just charged straight through the middle. And
fair play. We like I said, we attempted to sort of do that, but we came in from the east, and the west attack was supposed to be drawing their attention, but it didn't go off. That's usually our staple mark of going straight down the middle and hitting them first off. But sometimes perhaps keeping it simple is the best.
Fair. So after they took that first cap, what was the communications like on your teams? What did you plan?
So there was kind of a plan for the
you like it more
cap,
about the delay? I agree, Matt.
The issue is with the team is everyone kind of realised that if we don't hold the first cap, it's essentially over in the eyes of the team. But we could still win it. You know, it's not over unless they cap it. So we tried to scramble resources and people back there. But we actually hadn't made a plan for the second cap. Normally we would. But we were perhaps hoping and hinging that we could just hold that first cap just long enough to maybe slow them down at the start or get our armor up. But the second cap, once they capped it, it went into complete disarray, and there was a bit of, we announced GG. At that point we had lost, but we just, in the end, I think all the guys agreed that we'd just go down fighting and enjoy it at that point. And perhaps, I told everyone to get their bayonets out and let's try and get some cool shots.
Well, yeah, we caught yours towards the end. Yeah, we did see that.
Yeah. It's, at the end of the day, once we'd lost that second cap, it's GG. Well done, KGL. It's not like a referee can just blow the whistle at that point. We just have to play to the end, unfortunately.
Yeah, and you did do well. I mean, you could say KGL is pretty much nearly rank 1. I mean, it doesn't work out because
I'd like to see KGL go against the top 2 teams now, to be honest with you.
I mean, the semi-finals between them and Coalition Frankfurt, it came down to 40 tickets, which is basically an MSP and a couple of Logi. That's how close it was. So you could argue KGL is almost joint best clan in the world. So, you was up against it and you performed well. I don't know what else you could really do with the tactics they played out with that blitz. I mean, it's hard to say what else could have been done.
Yeah, well, we had some ideas. I think our...
JT from Infantry.
We were trying to be like other clans in terms of perhaps putting a squad to the west and a squad to the east, whereas we perhaps should have consolidated much more on that our first objective. We expected a push, but I think in terms of ideas, we just didn't know how to quite deal with the first push. And you only learn from getting it done to you. So 6GA experienced that in the friendly match when we just charged them at that first cap. And now that we've experienced it, I mean, the way I would now deal with that is have my AT guys actually perhaps on the cap ready to blow them up, or perhaps have my AT guys in the pond ready for that MSP to land in that area for the team to spawn on. But there you go.
That just lead on to my next thing, and it is asking, is there anything from tonight you've learned that you're going to apply in future games, such as the AT you just mentioned?
Yeah, so
what
we've all been chatting. This is the first time we've not had a complete complete debrief with both clans with the SLs. I think 40 to 1 side were a bit more disappointed in terms of how the match went. Not, disappointed with how the teams performed overall across the tournament, just with this second match, But in terms of what we've learned, I think simple is best. Perhaps we're not playing to our strengths on both of our co-clan ships, so perhaps we should. Like against Adler, we went straight at them at the start, a bit like KGL. We went straight at them, and we caught them off guard because we threw so much down the main road. And they kind of repelled us a bit for like 5 or 6 minutes, but then we eventually sort of regrouped, re-pushed back on.
Agree.
And they didn't know how to deal with the French tanks, and we practiced for that. So that's what we've learned. Keeping it simple is best against the Red Devils. We kind of came at them in the end towards the end of that match, where we did manage to get the first cap, which proved vital. We kind of all came in from one side, from one MSP, quickly switching, and it just overran them. And we weren't playing for tickets. We weren't playing for anything else. We were just playing to get a cap. I think if we'd have got maybe the second cap against KGL, perhaps it might have been more of a dogged resistance on that second cap. We would have perhaps had an MSP prepped for it. But I think because we didn't quite clinch it in the first match, we obviously just kind of not threw our toys out the pram once they took the first point, but it was very demoralizing, and the morale got shot down because of how quick they did it. It was just very, very, and everyone's going, "Oh, hats off!"
Yeah,
they did really well.
I mean, yeah, you gotta give credit to them, and credit to everyone from Rusty Foot who kept playing even though it turned against them quickly. Credit to everyone for sticking to it and just playing for fun and just enjoying it at the end of the day. I mean, that's what it's mainly about, right?
Exactly. And I said to everyone, like, once that match is finished, do hop onto the public server and have some fun. Don't let that
go crush some pubs
being destroyed
True.
be the representation of how we tend to play.
Yeah. Well, moving on from that then, is there any standouts from your team tonight that you would nominate forward as an MVP?
Definitely nominate myself for a couple of bayonet kills and night kills. But in terms of team-wise, I actually nominate the entire Rusty 40 just for the tournament and how we played, because... Oh, actually, no, I tell you what, don't just nominate us, I nominate bloody friggin' Rocker for still trying to get that tank kill. He was doing everything he could just to kill a tank, and in fact, he was hitting one Cromwell tank or whatever it was, Churchill, and he was like, he came out of it going, I don't know how it's not dead. I've hit it with 2 AT, 1 mine, something else. And he was like, I just don't understand why it's not dead. So I think Rocker deserves it because he's been charging tanks around the past 2 matches and just not had any luck.
Yeah, a Firefly escaped him 4 times tonight. I kind of feel bad for Rocker. He was so close so many times, and just kept getting away from him.
Yeah, he was a bit unfortunate
there. Well, that being said, is there anything you want to add at the end here? Chat, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I want to say to KGL, hats off to you. Really well played. I said come at us at the first count. I didn't mean quite literally stop us off the first count. But
it's true. You did say that after the last interview.
I did. I added some salt, and they certainly have salted.
So technically, it's your fault.
it's all my fault, and that's
well.
it. I will not be platoon leader after this. No, I'm only joking. But yeah, fair play. Really good match. It's been really good to play against a really hard team, especially for the attacking. Really gutted that we couldn't hold you just for longer, just a bit longer on that first cap. But in terms of perhaps the next tournament, hopefully we don't get placed in a group with you, and we get placed in a group with some easier ones. So we'll see.
True. Something I would like to add. I remember one of my early days in RIP when I got to play my first clan game. You could say it was RIP versus the IR9 on Utah Beach, and we were
You poor soul.
we were the attackers, and it turned into 60 minutes of being mowed down by a machine gun. And I can remember the roles were never reversed. RIP never got a chance to be on the defensive. So I think IR9 and WFT owe RIP a second game on Utah Beach where you guys are the defenders. I think that's only fair.
I think that is fair for us just to sit on the machine gun and perhaps mow them off coming off the boat. It make me feel good after this one. But
Definitely.
Yeah, we've got plenty of friendlies now. RIP. We've got like loads of friendlies lined up, practically one every Sunday and Saturday. So in terms of a clan, RIP as a clan, not speaking on behalf of Formula One, we are certainly trying to grow and perhaps trying to
In fact,
just get a couple of more elite players like Rocker and SL, such as myself, because normally my role isn't commander, and I only stepped into the commander role because Paul Zodica, after 4 matches of defeats, he got a bit tired of being demoralized. Yeah, poor guy. So I only stepped in just to take over for a bit, and then it turned out that, oh, hold on, we've got a winning method going on, and then I was trapped into it. And for these last 2 matches, I was supposed to be an infantry SR. Waffle was going to take over, but the planning perhaps wasn't exactly what Waffle wanted, so he stepped down. And perhaps maybe he was right. Perhaps the meta that he wanted to go for, bit of controversial here, was correct. But we won't know till the next tournament when we try his method.
True. Well, I've got nothing else to add then. Again, congratulations on making it to 4th place in the Season 2 ladder.
We're very happy. Thank you.
I hope to see you back in Season 3, depending when and how that happens. And yeah, appreciate you joining me, and congrats to everyone from RIP and 42-1.
Yeah, thank you, Azu, and I wish you all the best with your castings of Postscriptum. It certainly seems to have grown your channel.
Thank you.
I've subbed to you, and I think everyone should.
Yeah, true. Where are my tier 3 subs at?
Anyway, I will let you go, mate.
All right, man. Good luck in future games, and I'll see you next time. Appreciate
All the
you
best.
Bye. Hello, guys. Can you please introduce yourselves?
My name is Doris Prime from WFT. Yazoo, be prepared to dab a lot this interview.
No. I don't want to. Is Hetzer here? I can't hear him. Hetzer.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here. I just doesn't want to interrupt him.
Fair.
Myself double.
Please introduce yourself.
Yeah, sure. I'm Hetzer and leader and founder of the IR9.
Fair. Thank you. Firstly, congratulations. You guys are 3rd place in the Season 2 ladder. Well earned. You guys, I would say, on tonight's performance could be competing again with Coalition Frankfurt as first. I'd love to see a rematch between you two. That being said, how do you both feel after the game tonight? Short and effective intro. I don't want to die.
Tonight's game. Of course, we are very pleased in the outcome of the match.
Yeah. Dorius? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
I love the outcome, especially from where we come from till where we are now. Communication is great between the 2 clans.
Can I just do little
and I'm
ones?
more than happy where we ended.
Well, that's yeah, no, that's great. Can we expect to see both IR9 and WFT back for season 3 when and if it happens?
I think this is a possible scenario, of course, but we didn't nail something down in this topic.
All right, fair. So tonight, I know your strategy because you invited me to the briefing before. Can you please explain what your strategy for this match was tonight? I mean, it was pretty clear on stream. I don't think we've seen something like it in the season, but can you just explain what your plan was tonight?
Yeah, the plan developed as the RIP speaker before me was so honest. I will be also honest with everything. So we trained a lot of matches for that against different enemies. So we got the situation that we got pushed like this, like we pushed in the beginning, and so we developed this tactic. From match to match, we developed a plan B. What happens if the first rush fails? Then we would have instantly dropped an FOB in the northern side while 2 squads were already from the flanks, etc. The point in today's match was communication, as Doris said, and pace, discipline, everything, to be honest. In the stream, it looked very epic when 30 people are rushing an objective. But try to get an overview if you in this spot. We work very close with our tank sections together. VFT did a great job today with the tank section. As our scout car in the beginning did. So we studied routes, how to approach the objective, and of course, the most important point, how to reach the second point as fast as possible. So our first setup FOB was way to the south of the second objective. As we had also this situation in trainings matches where we neutralized the first objective, started to swifting over, and nothing worked. One Stuka bombed us out of the objective, and these were all experience we did make. So we established a bridgehead. You can maybe in the corner. Then we slowly started to approach while all tanks and vehicles are constantly pounding the windows so that our infantry can move up. And as we captured the first objective, we could easily switch to the second FOB and immediately start to attack the second point and finish them off, to say so.
Fair. Pretty much, the plan went pretty much as you wanted. Then I don't see anything that went wrong in that plan. Dorius, from your point of view, what was you doing tonight?
I was the tank commander of one of the tanks, and yeah, it was mainly that we at the first point we took the Churchill because it's more beefier. Took the Churchill to drive really close with infantry close to the point. We also eat like 1 or 2 Panzerschreck hits with did only 1 times damage to us. But after we took the first cap, we also drove back to main base and went for the Firefly because the gun is better on long range against the German tanks.
So you actually use the tactic of swapping out tanks depending on the situation. I don't think we've had someone come forward to say that yet in the tournament, where you actually, depending on the strengths of your tank, you actually swap out. So yeah, that was interesting. Is there anything about the plan tonight that didn't go the way you wanted?
I'm thinking, to be honest, Twist did an amazing job with this tactic. Everything worked as planned.
You don't help me.
Yeah, pretty happy with it.
Fair enough. So you took the cap in record time. It was a brilliant, I'm just saying, it was a blitzkrieg pretty much. You just went in and wiped it out. And you already had the second fob up in the south, and you was moving in on the second cap before it was even opened, and you pretty much got on the south of the cap before Rusty 40 even knew you were there. How did you get there so quickly? Because I saw an artillery bombardment landed, and it wiped out a lot of infantry on the first cap. Did that artillery bombardment actually help you with your spawn times to get in the south? Robin? No.
Yeah, sure. Sure. This helped a bit, but yeah, I guess just it wasn't a major factor in that case.
Fair enough. So you mentioned you didn't have a plan after the second cap. From there, were you just freeballing in it, or did you actually have a plan in mind in your back of your head? Because it seemed a lot of teams, what we've seen, they kind of lose their momentum after the first and second cap. They kind of lose their steam. But you guys, you you said you didn't have a plan, but you were still organized. You were still coordinating attacks, continuing all the way until the final cap. So did you secretly have a plan in the back of your head, or is it just practice?
No, this is just I don't want to sound it like so bad, but it's basic gameplay. Just reposition the squads need to reposition themselves and start to approach the next objective. Of course, there is the logistics, a very important factor, which needs to provide the FOBs for essential locations, like when we approach outskirts. What can I say? We had, I swear, we had no plan after
Here's
the
the
second point.
artillery.
But after that, Rusty 40 is a great team.
There's the artillery
That we steamrolled them after the second objective, I think is mainly the reason, because it just didn't make sense to them to give 110%. We of course tasted blood and wanted the full cap. This was our goal, but again, that's also not so easy against Rusty 40. I need to say, they, from our point of view, they continuously improved due this whole season. So we will be glad to meet them in the next ladder and to have another round on Utah Beach as Iron 9 and VFT as attacker.
I think
We
that's
agree.
fair. Yeah. Good. That's fair. I want to be part of that match as well. I want to be an MG gunner. I'm just saying. I want to be part of that. But yeah, no. That's great. So I've lost my place now. Oh yeah. So you mentioned, the team RIP. Is there anything about this match that you plan to counter, some strength from them that you had especially put in your plan to counter from their side?
The commitment of Roca.
So that is their AT guy, yeah. How much of a menace is he as a tanker?
Well, our tanker had multiple times that they eat. We were continuously Churchill or the Firefly. Continuously had to go back to the repair station, and then, of course, he is worth less tickets and can respawn faster and stuff like that. So yeah, sometimes we got there, fired one shot, and then got hit by one or two Panzers and immediately had to repair again. So yeah, that we had to counter a bit. I had to get out of the tank and look if he was close by.
Fair. Do you feel a little bit bad with the tank deck they got? Honestly, I didn't even think there was a tank deck that bad. Yo, Gina, thank you.
As I was already saying in your Twitch channel earlier, I thought, what are they complaining about? Because the 222 is fine, the Jagdpanzer is fine, but I also thought they had Panzer IVs, etc. in there, the long-barreled ones. But when you showed the picture, yeah, I can understand. The heavy tanks were fine, but the medium tanks were like pretty bullshit.
Yeah, it was kind of... Oof. I think that's the worst tank deck we've seen in the Season 2 ladder, so it's a shame it ended on the last game for them as well, so... Going back to you guys, though, tonight, is there anything from your team tonight that you want to work on? Something that maybe didn't go quite to plan? That was all your points. Good. There's the final down.
Maybe 1 point from my side to the tank deck. This is really awful. But I don't feel sad for them because I guess they wouldn't feel sad for us either. This is just bad luck, and I would say that's just a bug. It can't be serious from the game to offer such a tank deck. It's bullshit. And to our in what we can improve, I would say faster infantry marker on the map. So this was maybe a point which can be improved, but overall a great game.
Fair enough, fair enough. I want to know then from both of you, who tonight from the King's German Legion that you would nominate went above and beyond that MVP? Chat, do you have any questions? Start putting your questions in chat.
For my side, I'm gonna do my 2 tank guys, which is Deadly and Hebeli, because in your stream and by other clans they're always being talked of that they are from Iron 9, and I also want them to give them credit for one time.
That's so sad.
Fair, fair. What, it was Deadly and who again?
Let me type it.
Okay. And you, Hetzer?
Yeah, I would go also with them. Feel bad for them, to be honest. They are, of course, WFT. But at this point, also our tank crew did an amazing job, especially in the first push, like in Rambo Scout Car. I will go with we have doubled you with Doros call and my tank section.
Yeah, definitely. Not against Iron 9 tanks. They did a great job this match as well. It was just that Deadly and Hebeli always are called from Iron 9, and they actually came in to represent WFT. So that's the reason why.
Take them. They deserve it.
Okay, okay. Is there anything you guys want to add here at the end? King Jim is good. We're a bit slow.
Yeah,
Go
please.
first. Go first,
Oh.
Hector.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a mushroom
I want to thank everybody who attended this ladder. We had a lot of fun. I hope next ladder we can play some other game modes like something like offensive. But I think this is an open topic. Thanks for streaming, mate. Really enjoying it, and yes.
No worries, man. Thank you for the support. And you, Dorius, anything you want to add at the end?
It was a great tournament. Your streams are also fun to watch because there's a lot of emotion with it, because you see yourself as well. And I want to thank Iron 9 for the great second season to play together.
I also want to thank, of course, our KGA members for the season. And I also want to thank our training partners, which weekly had events with us, like the French, like our Italian friends, and everybody was available to support us. Also, E4C. So thanks for everybody to supporting us.
Fair enough, guys. Well, once again, congratulations on third place. I hope to see you back for the next season, when and if and however it happens. And thank you for joining me here tonight. Congratulations to everyone from WFT and IR9. And yeah, have a great rest of your evening. Go celebrate.
Thank you, mate. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Robin for MVP. We're going to get into the MVP vote. I'll talk about that while we're waiting for the poll. So the poll is up. I'm limited with how many people I can put in it. So I took in everyone who was nominated into consideration. You've got JT Infantry, the Rusty 40 platoon leader. Rocker from Rusty 40, who was chasing AT throughout the entire, who was chasing tanks throughout the entire game. You got Deadly and Hebeli, the WFT tank crew from King's German Legion, and then you got Robin, the Firefly Protector. He's just in there for me. I just thought him saving that Firefly. We don't have the chosen one, Frisky. I'm sorry. I tried to balance it out, so it's like 2 from both teams. There's only a limit of 5 as well. Bam. I can only put 5 people in the poll. There's a 5-minute poll. Go vote. Go vote. So yeah, for season 3, or any tournament, depending on what happens, I plan to track a lot more statistics. I could go find out who won the most MVPs. I honestly think it would be Yablinski or Mammal from Coalition Francophone. Yablinski from 6J or Mammal from Coalition Francophone. I think they won 2 or 3 each. But for Season 3 or any tournament, I plan to track things a lot more. Basically, as if... Imagine if it was a football tournament where you have, like, goal assists or tracks, the amount of complete passes, the amount of tackles, clean sheets, and all that stuff. You vote for Bali. And again, thank you everyone for dropping by, for the support, the follows that were coming in during that interview. Thank you a lot. And the dabs. You know those dabs? They have no idea what I'm doing on YouTube because they don't appear in chat. I'm going to have to put, like, a dab warning. To my YouTube boys, this is a little plug to my YouTube boys. Twitch chat, you can say hi YouTube or whatever at this point. To my YouTube boys, drop by the stream at twitch.tv/the_Yazoo. You're missing out on 90% of the content by not being here live. You don't get to vote. You don't get to see the pre-match briefings. You don't get the post-match briefings. You miss out on so much, along with all the other content from Postscriptum that isn't just tournament related. Remember also to like and subscribe. We're close to hitting a new sub goal on YouTube. It'd be great. I'm slowly climbing to hitting that 1,000 subs on YouTube. Hopefully better content comes on YouTube. I am working on it. I'm new to video editing. But yeah, aside from that, blah, blah. Back to my Twitch boys. Go vote. It's a 5-minute vote. I don't know what else to say. I mean, it was kind of just a clean sweep for King's German Legion tonight. Their plan went as accordingly as they wanted. It just went smooth for them. Nothing really went how they didn't want it to go. They just blitzed the first cap, blitzed the second cap. Didn't really have a plan for third and fourth cap, but as I said, it's just down to practice and just down to how the game functions. Just circle, get those spawns, collapse in. Like the video for a collab with PewDiePie. PewDiePie. True. Or Coco Melon. I heard Coco Melon's bigger now. But yeah, obviously, so congratulations to them on 3rd place. I want to see the match between Rip and IL9 on Utah Beach. I want to see that. I think that'd be justice for the Rusty 40 to get a little bit of, you know, stress relief, a little bit of revenge. I want to be there to see that. But yeah, congratulations to Rusty 40 for coming in 4th place. They've grown a lot throughout this tournament. They really did grow a lot throughout this tournament, so we basically just chose to have fun after we lost the 2nd cap. I mean, yeah, that's the main thing, right? As long as you had fun, that is the main thing. As long as you went away and you enjoyed your time and you want to do it again in the future, that is the main thing. Who cares where you finished? As long as you had fun and you want to do it again in the future. You'll win on Utah Beach again. Those are big words. Those are big words. Big words right there. Poll's almost over. There's like 40 seconds to go. Go vote. Go vote. I think this is the most votes we've ever had in an MVP. So thank you everyone for thank you everyone for the continued support as well throughout this entire tournament. We are at the end here of the Season 2. I've enjoyed my time. I've learned a lot. I feel like I've grown a lot throughout this season myself as a caster. I hope we do return for Season 3. And thank you everyone for the amount of support that you've been showing. You've really helped the stream out a lot. Helped me out personally as well with the support you've given on and off stream. So don't worry. There'll be a lot more Postscriptum content coming in, whether it's clan friendlies, special custom events, further tournaments and all that stuff. So thank you everyone. Shout out to everyone for the support. The vote is over. Congratulations. Hang on, I can't. There we go. Congratulations with 71% of the votes. Deadly and Hey Bally, the WFT tank crew, part of the King's German Legion. Congratulations to you. 2nd place with 25% of the vote. Robin, the Firefly Protector. Congratulations for getting 2nd place. 3rd place with 4%, TJ Miller. TJ Infantry, Commander, Platoon Leader for Rusty 40. And then Rocker. Sorry, Rocker. No votes. I'm sorry, man, Rocker. What can you say? No one likes an AT. No one likes the AT, guys. You know. No one wants them. No one likes AT. They ruined the game. A2 ruined the game. But congratulations to all those. If you've been watching on YouTube, I hope you enjoyed this video. Once again, remember to like, subscribe. I will see you next time on YouTube. That's all I can say. I'll see you in Season 3 if you don't watch my other shit. So see you next time. To my boys on Twitch, once again more.